What are you looking at? Something on your mind. What is on your mind? No, something for sure. Please say. Huh? And tell me about the intuition also thereafter. Can you tell me the time that we were concerned about?
Yeah, I messaged her.
Okay. Yeah, now tell me.
I don't think it is in the scope of this conversation. So it's okay.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no worries then.
Yeah, but I had an intuition which I was sharing with you.
Yes.
And because I would also like to believe that I do What happened? What do you want?
There was some plate left here. I just kept my food here.
Where is it then?
I think somebody kept it there. One second. Yeah, it's here. Yeah. Thank you.
Don't you eat it?
No.
What was I saying?
Intuition.
I was saying that what I was telling you was merely me also observing what you are doing and what you stand for. And seeing you as an embodiment of that. Not only someone who has understood that and can give that with clarity, that is absolutely also beautiful and needed to be used. But this that your deepest truth about this movement, of what you want to create, of what you want to, lead, empower, but not a leader from the front, a leader from behind. Like you actually only want to create progress for people and bring them to a level that they can choose better.
Atmabal. That's what I give. And whatever the problem, I know you are the solution.
Yeah.
I'll make you that.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have the ability to identify and diagnose what. And also the portion, that solution that can be applied.
Which means I'm very human oriented.
Yeah.
However contrary it may appear.
Yeah. In yourself, you are too expansive and elusive and detached.
For their sake.
But in this space which turns around and is translated into your work and your mission and this mighty, lofty, bringing together of everything. It's like a marriage of, like I was saying, bringing so many aspects together, which are so important to impact change. The what is embedded in the message and why you're doing this is just why I feel that there has to be more spoken about this. That is the...
Now you see why, even jokingly, but I do say things about my sister. There's a reason. Just because of the ego of equality, seeking that level of appreciation for herself, she just destroyed that opportunity. Because at 26, I still want to get back to the intuition aspects of things, because I know you're articulating these to get to that point. But allow me to this interruption, because it will put you more in that goodness of the space that you are experiencing me as in these moments. When I was merely 27 or 26, nobody will be able to appreciate what I wrote in the homepage of Pre-Seed out of maybe I don't know how many words, but too many. This line. Nobody will be able to appreciate better than you, because when you said that, oh my God, and how many layers, and the way startups, entrepreneurs, and just the whole way, some way in which we're delivering this. So when somebody is to deliver this, and when they build a company called Pre-Seed, when they're answering what is the problem they're solving, the answer I gave on that day was, when I was merely 26. The problem of systems that take away the possibility of creating a conscientious leader out of every classroom that ever was and ever will be.
Wow.
This is the problem statement that I am yes, this is the problem statement I'm addressing, and that's why the rebel.
Yeah.
So a world of conscientious leaders sitting in the parliament, through the app chat to do. Through the app chat to do. The pitch of which then becomes powering social movements across the world. The blossoming this is, people will consider, that'll hear the story looking back. Woodstock will be, and the LSD and the art era of 70s would feel, I don't want to draw a comparison, but for the sake of the film, it'll feel like a dwarf in front of the kind of blossoming this will cause in the world. I couldn't have said that for Gautam Buddha. That was huge. So, because this age can only have provided chat to do, or the visionary to have envisioned a software to empower movements to put conscientious leaders in the parliaments of every country. Yeah. What a beautiful mission. Never before has this been articulated in the world. How many of these words I say in a day, I know only to myself, because I live isolated. I write. I have written volumes. That's why I said that I am the scripture. So imagine the hit I take when I tell the other person, yes, I am arrogant, when I'm not. So just see what is the world I face, even among lovers, These are among the most beautiful videos I've ever recorded. Wow.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've been able to say such things to my experience of the world and
addressing it in a manner that is actually not a judgment but an insight into what that it is from your lens. I felt that too.
I have way too many videos in this level of profoundness, but my own experience of this video is difficult to elaborate. It's difficult.
Can I say something?
Yeah, please. Go ahead.
Are we on camera?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then no.
Okay.
Anyways, that was a minor diversion. But it's amazing how you can multitask and touch upon such profound understanding whilst you eat the sandwich. That's so simple it looks. Anyway, I was coming to the point of sharing that you just narrated how you are okay to take the hit of saying that you're arrogant because that's the only explanation that would fit how the other person is looking at it.
Correct.
And you're like, okay.
Correct. This is the sharpest answer in that moment.
Yeah. And you're like, fine. So you don't want to extend that.
Yeah.
That's
so it's to say that...
But on the other side, that it could be like, you're not caring about what the other person is feeling in that moment. Say, I don't care. This is it. I'm arrogant, get lost, I don't care. That in the moment. For relationships, people who are in that close quarters, in that personal space with you, you know, those could feel a little pushed back. That's all.
Yeah.
But
They've called it upon themselves for
But-
not having the Bhatrata to understand it before such monologues of divinity could occur in their life. Only thereafter can they be in that Bhatrata to understand any other kind of answer. What can I do? It's all upon them.
Fair enough. So I was saying that you do that. But this, what you spoke right now, was as if unfolding that experience that you have of being at the receiving end of a multitude of people who may not want to align with that. You know? So, but the truth is that they have not come to a point of seeing that what I am starting to see. You understand it? And the way to allow them to come in would also be a little.
Yeah. So that's why, as a unit, one unit.
Because, sorry to cut
Yeah.
you. Because the very core and the essence of why you are committed to what you're doing is actually love.
Yeah.
And actually being concerned and care.
Yes.
When you told me that you don't want kids of your own, you know is the answer you gave me. I was just generally asking, like, how do you see children at home? But you were like, if I have to raise children and treat them more important than other people's children, I don't want my own children. Wow. I was like, this man sees no difference. And then you said that I am more committed to children of tomorrow. That I want to sort of, So that shows the scope and the length and extent and the vision of wanting to address something that is needed for a total, not something in a smaller format in high school manner. Global impact. I get that. Because what the magnitude of what you understand is of that proportion. It is of that magnitude, that kind of effect. So I feel that there is a journey that people can be on to come to that point to see it. Is all. But it is there. Definitely. I feel like if only I drop a little barrier or a bit of a covering on something that you could call ego, but it could sometimes also be to protect your own thoughts and to protect your own beliefs. It may not really be being arrogant about something.
Bilkul.
You know?
Bilkul.
So that it is for me. Not arrogance. But it could be arrogance for many. That I'm not also denying. Because I... Sorry. So anyway, I feel that this is just worth so much of tuning in by people that receive this required. It's just what is the most basic response to something like this. It's not, it's not trying to correct, like go through something and test it and check it. It's just that it is. The simplest description of what one can feel when you become like a vessel, a channel through which that powerful forces, journey. It's like that, like you're a verbal messenger. But you are like the filter through which it is being provided. It is your comprehension of it, and then articulation of it. That is the beauty of it. But because it is not out of the skies that that sound is coming. And there is a person. So it brings that the play of one person versus another person. It brings that other dimension to it. You know what I mean? And each person, wherever, however smart or not smart, or aware or not aware, or capable or not capable, still exercises the right of thinking the highest and best things for themselves. Some could be doing that in an affirmative way, that they want to believe that they're becoming the best version of themselves because they are moving in a forward direction in their life where they do examine, evaluate themselves, and they are there first. They are strict with themselves. It could be those kinds of people. But what I'm trying to underline is that it requires a receiver who is truly tuned into that curiosity, so that he can literally stick that what he receives on that what he is seeking. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like cementing that in their inner space, which is required for them to fully consume and use you, is what I mean.
And that's why I, as an organization, thought that we will become a community which will be called members of the Pre-Seed Club, just a simple name. Those guys will be just connecting with each other by that identity, so many of them. Every year, 1 lakh rupees. This is a testimony. We are ushering in the world that rewards intelligence and knowledge. We are saying here, this is the man who is creating an advocacy to what may have been Gyan Yoga, and we have lost ourselves in the reading of the dead scriptures.
Yeah.
And the price of that
because the biggest disconnect, like I was telling you when we spoke about prayerfulness also, is that one is the comprehension of it, and then second is the true embracing of it, and literally like you're taking you're consuming it, you're processing it, you're like internalizing it to the highest extent possible. And that is not easy. That really requires complete surrender, because when you put your whole self out, is only when that can step in and take.
That's why I said you have to you have to jump the cliff and then build something to save yourself on the way. It's like that.
Yeah. And surrender can feel very hard. That's what it means. Because we're so constantly in our little scope and little influence trying to action, assess, judge. Whereas that is just not required. You don't need that. Because you're incompetent.
It's like going into the court knowing that the lawyer is going to not give up because the money has not been paid. The most important date, and I'm not going to have the lawyer, knowing it all, but going into the court, not a penny in my pocket, going into it, engaging a lawyer, not having the money to pay him. He has warned several times. I know the most important day he'll just finally hit his strategic bullseye that no, I won't go and appear for you till you pay money, because he knows it's the most important day, but I actually generally don't have money. But things work out. It's that kind of thing. And that lawyer didn't show up. But then how did I find my other lawyer? I still didn't have money, and I wasn't going to lie to somebody that I'm going to pay you money, because I had no source of income. I was making videos for the world to know the truth, from criminal justice system to politics to technology to startups, entrepreneurship, philosophy, religion, hundreds of videos, and that wasn't going to pay me money. But my family was forcing me to take a job, and they didn't give me money because they thought that it'll make me complacent about life. I was, paisa to aa hi raha hai, kya karna job karke. That's the approach they had towards me. So क्या होता है, इतना सा पैसा किसी के जीवन में एक लड़ाई चल रही है मंथली एम्पैथी के साथ सप्लाई करने का, क्योंकि उसने कह दिया नहीं करूँगा नौकरी, सर पे कफन बांध के अब जो होगा देखा जाएगा। फिर भी यहाँ पे बैठे हैं जीतने के वर्ष पे खड़े, है ना। पर ये स्थिति भी देखी, पर अब कूद छलांग मारी भी है तो फिर अब बनाना भी नहीं होता है। एक्चुअली जो मैं कह रहा हूँ कि कूद मारी और कुछ बनाना है क्लिफ के रास्ते में, बनाना भी नहीं होता है, बस कूदना ही होता है।
कूदना आंखें खोलो।
हाँ,
I just receive.
या व्हाट इज द पात्रता, द कंसिस्टेंसी ऑफ द एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ ग्रैटिट्यूड, इसके अलावा हो ही नहीं सकता, तब ग्रेस मिलता है।
What is the meaning of patrata in English for
Vessel, becoming of the vessel.
Okay. Yeah, that I get.
Yeah. तब कुछ हो जाता है, फोरहेड में दिखता है फिर वो चीज़, ग्रेस, यू नो, इट कम्स एंड देन दोज हु आर इन सम दे हैव सीन अमंग देम रियल लीडर्स, देन दे से वो बात है तुम्हें, क्योंकि वो उनके रूबरू हैं, बहुत करीब हैं किसी महान किसी के साथ जिए जिसने कुछ क्रांति की और मिले, तो कुछ इस तरह की कुछ बातें सुनी है मैंने, तो वो ग्रेस वही आता है कि ग्रैटिट्यूड, और क्या मज़ा आ रहा है यार। 10 दिन 15 दिन के बाद कुछ ऐसा लगने लग जाता है कि सब अच्छा होगा, लेकिन जो देखने को मिल रहा है इस जेल के अंदर, पूरा भारत की सैर करनी पड़ जाती है ये अर्जित करने के लिए। एक कमरे में डाल के सिखा दिया भगवान ने, ये भावदशा बन जाती है, ऐसा ग्रैटिट्यूड हो जाता है, यू नो।
Yeah, so true.
फिर ग्रेस एंड फिर कुछ बनाना नहीं पड़ता है, फिर समझ आ जाता है हम कुछ कर ही नहीं रहते, हम बर्डन थे सोच के कि हम कर रहे हैं, तो फिर कह सकते हैं जो ऊपर वाले ने लिखा है वो होगा, है ना। तब तक जब तक हम उसकी लय में हैं, वरना तो हमारी मूर्खता जो लिख रही है वो होगा।
True.
मतलब जो है दिल में वो सामने रखो, दोगले मत बनो, वही गलती हो गई। जब क्लासरूम से ड्रॉप आउट करने की इच्छा हो गई है जागृत, तो निकल लो, अपनी आत्मा को गलाओ मत वहाँ पे बैठ के, अब रीढ़ की हड्डी झुक जाएगी। तो ये मेरी नज़र में थे मेरे टारगेट ऑडियंस। मैंने कॉलेज के बच्चों के लिए बोला कि जिस दिन मन करे कि अब ड्रॉप आउट कर रहे हैं, मूर्खता चल रही है 4 दीवारों में, उनको एड्रेस कर गया मैं भी। मैं तो यही बता रहा था कि सच अ मिशन ओरिएंटेड मैन, आई नेवर लूज ट्रैक ऑफ इट, यू नो। सो या आई एम जस्ट सेइंग दैट अगर कोई मुझे स्पेस दे तो उसको पता चलेगा परमानेंटली उस जगह स्थापित है। इट्स लाइक कोई डिविजन नहीं है, दैट्स लाइफ, यू नो। तो उन लोगों को सर्व करना है, उनके लिए आउटकम निकालना है, कोई मजाक नहीं कर रहा हूँ। मतलब पूरी दुनिया के जो आने वाले बच्चे हैं वो बहुत धन्यवाद भाव रखेंगे हमारी संस्था के लिए, जो हम कर जाएंगे उनके लिए, उसके लिए। कितना सारा कम्युनिकेशन बेचारे कर नहीं पाते हैं, डिप्रेशन में चले जाते हैं। मेरे वीडियोस दिखा रहे होंगे अपने माँ बाप को, उस कम्युनिकेशन को ना कर पाने की वजह से वो मेरे शब्दों के थ्रू उस एहसास को दिला रहे होंगे अपने माँ बाप को, अपने टीचर्स को, अपने करीबी लोगों को कि ये वीडियो सुनो तो सुन लोगे क्या कह रहे हैं, है ना। Oh, great. I had get something like that कि कुछ खा लेंगे और फिर हम जाएंगे। मैं कुछ कहना चाह रहा था कि जो मैंने पहली लाइन इसमें लिखी थी, वो पहली लाइन में अगर कोई इस एहसास को ना पाए तो सोचेगा क्या बोल रहा है कि अच्छा, तो किसी ये सोच रहा है कुछ जिसकी भगवान से वार्ता हो रही है और कह रहा है कि मैं ही बोलूँगा। फर्स्ट लाइन वाज लाइक ना, द अदर डजंट टॉक, राइट। बट ये मैं सिर्फ उस वातावरण को क्रिएट करने के लिए करता हूँ। उसके बाद अब गति हो गई है, अब मेरा कोई रोल ही नहीं है, यू नो, इस तरह का सीन है मेरा। तो मुझे लाइमलाइट भी नहीं चाहिए, मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ। मैं कह रहा हूँ आप कोई पेश तो करो यार, मैं फिर चिल करता हूँ पीछे बैठ के। तो अच्छा कहीं तो लिखा होगा, बिल्कुल।
You said
तभी
that
कुछ लिख
वो
दिया।
आएगा तो वो leader बन जाएगा
हाँ,
कोई नहीं. You
बिल्कुल
said
बिल्कुल।
something along those lines.
हाँ, something like that.
It was about you. So the person asked you, do you want to make a political party? You said, I don't want to make
Yeah.
one. I can see that it will become one. Like one
Yes.
will emerge.
Yeah,
With
taking
the way-
inspiration from what I am
What you're-
expressing,
yes.
and centered around me, something like that. I said.
Yes.
It's something
That
around
it
me
is
will
something
get
that is just
appear.
appears that
Yeah.
is going to be the most logical outcome
Yes, yes.
of something like this.
Yes.
So then when you said that, and you said, let's get somebody else who will do
Right,
this and let
correct.
him lead, that's what I want.
Right. And if
So
the truth is that, I will tell the world
and
that
then
this is
when
the
I
guy.
heard that video,
Huh?
when I heard that video, I really had a moment to think on that side. You know?
Oh, nice,
Of
interesting.
how, what I was telling you in the window.
Right.
Do you recall?
Yeah, I do.
What?
That you get it. You know, there's
I said.
that there is a role you that is as it is associated with me in knowing you having the capability of receiving it and to see
Yes.
what it is. You know.
Yes, that too. And because I have that, that's the very reason why I'm able to see you for what you are in your being, of how you really are a vessel of that truth, and that is the most ultimate priority of anything. Nothing else matters to you, right? That I see now with the passage of some time of spending time with you. You're understanding? So that I was telling you in the window that I really salute that kind of commitment that you have to this mission for which you are ready to burn yourself. You're ready to do everything to be deprived of your comfort. But you're ready to pay that price in full. You know? That is really like appeared as just a virtue of seeing what is. And I felt that this is the truth. I don't have to ask him or anything. I have to just see what is in front unfolding. And that's what I saw. So I thought I should. If that's the truth, then what's the point in me not saying it? Because the truth doesn't need any validation. But I'm just giving a live, a live view of it, that see, I can see this, what you're saying, wow. Is this really how great and how expansive and how progressive and how much more happier a world we can actually have? That really piques my interest, and I'm like, wow, a guy who can be committed to such a deep and such a huge, like ginormous proportions wala project or like mission, he can't be anything else other than just being that.
Yeah, there was
So I had a moment of and having one layer shed from my because it was not that I was coming with a bias or any preconceived, no, it was that I was walking towards exploring and seeing.
That's
what
why I don't discard anybody, because I know it's a journey.
Yeah.
They will get there. I mean,
and I'm also someone who is honest enough to say it. That is my honesty. That is my integrity.
You know why I was continuing? Of course it is, because through your expressions I was feeling that there is something that can't be called blockage, because I can see that it was touched. It was touched by you. So I continued, and then the Vatavaran becomes this. Otherwise I would have stopped, because I've had experience of people just,
Yeah, that's why it hurts me when you try to put me in that collective group, which I kind of addressed, if you recall, in the afternoon. Where I feel, no, don't do that. I agree to that. I understand and empathize with that side of the reality of the current scenario, which I hope will change soon. I'm hopeful, but I feel like I don't belong. Is all. Which you're now acknowledging that there is no
Not only acknowledging, I was just actually in gratitude to the universe for not showing another kind of an evangelist potential around me, because I need someone to just feel the merit, and even if it is immediately without further processing, it would take a certain quality for somebody to be taking a certain position and to take another position. Most people would, even if they were to do so, would take a long period of time to process. Not to say that there won't be people who have the ability to conduct a good debate, may not shift within, that is you too. So that's a mature, it's a sign of potentially a great leader, potential human, because that is what the leader has to be, has to have the capacity to create the space for debate. And while anchoring it for the reason that there was nobody superior than them in the room, they don't choose to be that anchor if there was one. So they are hence in the conduct of also learning along with everyone else in the debate. So when they are learned about something, then they alter their position immediately. रूढ़िवाद नहीं चाहिए, बस यही था.
Yeah.
You know.
Like how you say, yeah, I'm arrogant, okay. Like supply thing. Shortest route to the truth.
So if तो कोई कौन बोलेगा ये बात किसी को कि ये हम हैं, मतलब किसी कल ये मीटिंग से पहले इसलिए शायद हो रहा है क्योंकि भावदशा यही है. मेरी संस्था में बात यही इसी स्तर पे होती है. बहुत ही सुंदर संस्था है, बहुत ही सुंदर, क्योंकि मैं फाउंडर हूँ तो मैं यही रंग से रंगी हुई है, यू नो. तो जब जो लोग कह रहे हैं जिस व्यक्ति के साथ नेक्स्ट मीटिंग आपकी प्री सीट के संबंध में होनी है, वो कह रहे हैं कि यार मैं एक दिन, कभी कह रहा है कि मैं एक दिन एनके की आर्मी देखता हूँ इस देश में, फिर वो इस पोजीशन में आ जा रहा है. फिर वो किसी और का भाव दशा देख रहे हैं, कह रहा है कि यार ये भी इसको भी लग रहा है कि कुछ बात है, क्या मैं ही कुछ गलती कर रहा हूँ, मुझे लग रहा है, क्योंकि मेरे लिए तो कोई ऐसी बातें नहीं कर रहा दुनिया में, मैं उस आदमी के लिए कर रहा हूँ जिसके लिए ये भी कर रही है. क्या मैं ही कुछ फ्लिप कर गया अपने कारणों की वजह से क्योंकि मैंने खुद महसूस किया, वो अभी कोई और भी आके मुझे बता रहा है कि मैं भी महसूस कर रही हूँ कुछ इतनी खास बात. तो शायद खुद ही एक्सप्लोर करते हैं मिलके हम क्या मिस कर गए, या हम क्या एज अ सोसाइटी क्या मिस कर जाते हैं ऐसे बुद्ध पुरुषों के लिए. क्योंकि वो आदमी खुद ही बोल चुके हैं कि आप जानते हैं ना कि आप असली गुरु हैं. तो जो आदमी ये बोल रहा है फिर वो ऐसा कर जा रहा है, तो फिर कुछ मिस कर गया वो, क्योंकि दूसरा अगर ऐसा बोल रहा है तो सुने एक बार कि कुछ बात है यहाँ पे. बहुतों को बहुत कुछ सिखाने की काबिलियत है, बाकी टीचर्स की तरह नहीं. विकास दिव्य कीर्ति सर भी अच्छा सिखा रहे हैं, बाकी टीचर्स भी ऑनलाइन अच्छा सिखा रहे हैं, खान सर भी अच्छा सिखा रहे हैं, ये सब मिलियंस ऑफ बच्चों को सिखा रहे हैं. बट ये जो सिखा रहा है ये शायद तभी हुआ था जिनको गौतम बुद्ध कह दिया, बुद्ध पुरुष तो गौतम बुद्ध, इस तरीके की बात है यहाँ पे. तो क्यों हम परेशान करें अब ऐसे व्यक्ति को, इसको गति देते हैं ना, ये बात चाहिए. अब जो आदमी मेरे से टच में है कि यार तुम्हें फैसिलिटेट करना है, अब आवर रोल इज टू फैसिलिटेट यू टू टेक दैट स्टेज. एक साल नहीं लगेगा, हम विल बी capitalistically, because in today's युग that is power, we'll be a multi-billion dollar company within this year. आ गए ऐसे पकड़ेगी, क्योंकि हो गया है सब. कमाल ये है जो कैमरे के माध्यम से हुआ, बस हो गया है. अब सिर्फ इसको फ्यूल को कलेक्ट करके इस बात को बल देने का है, क्योंकि वही तो थे ग्रंथ ही तो हैं जो लोगों ने पहुंचाए. अब वो ग्रंथ तैयार हो गया. आज के युग में वीडियोस होने थे यूट्यूब पे, इसमें और मजा आएगा लोगों को. चलते दौड़ते दौड़ते सब कान में लगा के 10 बार सुन रहे होंगे कुछ बातें. सो ओरिजिनल उनको पहली बार इस तरह की कोई बात मिल रही है इस वीडियो के युग में, बस इसको फैलाने की बात है. और लोग बोलेंगे कि हमें एक्सेस चाहिए, वी नीड एक्सेस इन पर्सन, बिकॉज तभी वो बात घटेगी, बात समझ में आनी शुरू हो जाएगी कि ओह वहाँ बैठे थे तो आत्मा वहाँ थी, ये कह रहे हैं यहाँ बैठे हैं तो आत्मा यहाँ है. मतलब जो एम्प्टी स्पेस है वो है आत्मा, और उसको अपना मत बना लो. कुछ अलग ही बात कह रहे हैं आत्मा शरीर में नहीं है. दोस्त क्या बकवास कर रहे हो तुम लोग, बिल्कुल गलत समझ रहे हो, एकदम गलत थी. मतलब जिसको कह सकते हैं 0 on 100 ये मार्क दूंगा मैं जब तुम्हें लाइफ की अंडरस्टैंडिंग को लेके, यू नो. तो इतनी भारी बात कह रहे हैं, इतनी कटाक्ष कर, मतलब एकदम काट दिए हमें. तो जानते हैं फिर कि क्या कहने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. कह रहे है ही नहीं स्थिति आत्मा है, वो है ही नहीं और आप हैं. इसीलिए तो एक कहानी बनी, फेमिनिन का विपरीत मैस्कुलिन है, तभी तो कहानी बनी. फेमिनिन का अर्थ ही क्या होता वरना, या मैस्कुलिन का अर्थ ही क्या होता वरना. वाइट है तभी तो ब्लैक का अर्थ है, वरना अर्थ ही क्या होता।
Yes.
तो है तो नहीं है, नहीं है को इग्नोर मत करो। इग्नोर इसलिए क्या कि अपने आप को कॉम्प्लिकेट कर दिया। बच्चे बने रहते साधारण तो पवित्र रहते, पवित्र रहते तो साधारणता को पकड़ते, लेकिन अपवित्र हो गए तो खो गए।
Yeah, true.
तो है और नहीं है। है क्या है? चलन। नहीं है क्या है? निश्चल। ये है बात। ये कैसे व्यक्त किया जा सकता है? केसरिया वाणी से, जिसमें अग्नि हो। क्यों अग्नि की ज़रूरत है? क्योंकि फ्रेम ही चेंज करना पड़ जाएगा लोगों का। जब हथौड़ा लोहे पे पड़ता है तब गाड़ी तैयार होती है, बट हीट बहुत क्रिएट होती है उस मोमेंट में। हीट से ही शेप बनेगा। हीट में परेशानी क्या है? सूरज में भी तो हीट है। लाइफ सोच सकते हैं क्या प्लांट में सूर्य के बिना? तो वो सबसे महत्वपूर्ण चीज़ पाई जाएगी, आग, किसी शेप को तैयार करने में। क्योंकि हमें सोसाइटी की तरह एग्जिस्ट करना है, कुछ रूल्स फॉलो करने हैं, एक दूसरे का गलत नहीं करना एक रूल है। जिनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, बोझ में नहीं है, तब भी उनको पता होना चाहिए पनिशमेंट मिलेगा। ऐसा थोड़ी है कि हम बैठे हैं फॉरगिव कर देंगे, गलती करो फॉरगिव है, फॉरगिव, ऐसा थोड़ी होगा। तो ये जवाब भी मिल गया सबको कि क्या फॉरगिवनेस लोग प्रीच कर रहे होते हैं। ऐसे नहीं चल सकती सोसाइटी। रिदम में रहने का नेचुरल, जो चीज़ फॉरगिव करने की है फॉरगिव होगी, जो नहीं है वो नहीं होगी। क्योंकि फॉरगिव कर दिया तो फिर मिशन में नहीं उसको जोड़ पाएंगे, क्योंकि मिशन तो तलवार है। कलम का सिपाही कलम को तलवार मान के जंग लड़ता है।
True.